Okay, guys, so I wanted to come back and I wanted to talk to you guys about Miss Vicky. She is a full lace, full cap hair system that I am retailing online. That's right. I know you guys heard me say I was never going to do that. Well, I wasn't going to do it until I found a product that I felt a little more comfortable giving you guys for the average person that knows about doing a little bit of customization. So with that being said, some of you guys have already purchased Miss Vicky's. I know you're loving her because she's beautiful and she looked good. And you know what I'm saying? You didn't have to do too much adjusting. I put the cut on all right for you. You had the little swooper doops and all that kind of stuff. Now it's time to wash her, okay? Because God, why? This is not synthetic hair, guys, okay? So what does that mean? This is human hair. So just like you will go in and get your own hair done, once you wear your hair system, and especially if you're living in it every day, you're going to eventually need to refresh. Now, the thing I love about the texture of hair that I choose hair systems that have some level of curl already in them. So we do a lot of finger play. What does that mean? He is a treat, okay? He is a treat. It's all about stretching out your investment, especially when we're dealing with lace. It's very fragile. It's not like even something like this where it has track and lace, which I will call a hybrid unit. But with that being said, most of our short units, they are full lace. So they're always going to be your most delicate. So I would say if you're wearing our glueless units, which Miss Vicky is a glueless unit, but she could be worn stationary. So that means stationary, you're able to use our Simply Stay Put lace adhesive. And I will really encourage you to do that because it will have you simply staying put. Okay, so especially if you're able to use several layers depending on how much you perspire. I would say, as a rule of thumb, for about 2 to 3 weeks of hold for the lace adhesive, you're going to want to do anywhere between 3 to 5 thin layers. Okay, so make sure you're using your skin protectant. Then you're going to follow it up with the lace adhesive, and when you're ready to remove it, we have a adhesive remover. Okay, so you want to go ahead and buy the Simply Stay Put bundle on TruNuScalp.com. Okay, so you can go over there, TruNuScalp.com, TRUNU Scalp.com. Okay, so again, this is going to be a brief tutorial. It's going to be a brief tutorial for some of you guys that have already purchased a unit, or you've been trying to figure out, well, how does this unit work? Now, once you have your unit, you're going to have to do the adjustments that you need. I do put a light cut on this unit. Again, if you're not sitting in my chair, it's only certain customizations I can do. So I try not to go on too much because we want to leave some room for error, okay? What that means is you may not need it as full as the next person, or you may need it fuller. So no one would know that. I wouldn't know that just from mass producing it. So what I do is I put a general cut on it. So what we are going to do is reset the curl. I'm going to show you an easy way. Now, don't feel any pressure. I'm the stylist, so I know it's certain things I'm going to do that's going to really pop it off. But you know how to do a little something, because we want to make sure we can get Miss Vicky back to looking very natural. Now, the thing I like about Miss Vicky is since she is full lace all in there and stuff like that, I made a little adjustment to mine, and you can do that to yours too. And I keep the straps in there. And I will tell you this too, whatever adjustments you need to make them. The thing with full lace, especially if you don't have hair, is that you can literally cut these bands out. You may not need your band in the back. I would say for most people, when they're getting a standard unit, and because this is something that I didn't make it by hand, I'm only deconstructing something that was made for the masses. There's gonna be errors in it if you did not sit in someone's chair. Okay, so the great thing about you coming in, which I would highly encourage, if you can't come into me, definitely come and see one of our trained stylists. They know how to properly fit it to your head. But in real life, everyone can't travel to Atlanta. Everybody can't do it. You know, some people actually do a better job than somebody else even doing it because you've lived in units for a long time. So my goal is to get you something that looks a lot better from you just grabbing off online. So what we're going to do is we went and washed her already. I used our Simply Stay Put, our TruNu Scalp products. you want to go ahead and you can get the actual Grow My Hair bundle online. It has our shampoo and conditioner. They're both luxurious moisturizing shampoos and conditioners. I love it. They're very safe to use on our hair systems, and they are sulfate free. So I love that because we want to make sure we're putting the only best products on there and we're not stripping the hair, okay? Another thing I love to use are our prep and polish bundles. In that prep and polish bundle, you're going to have our signature styling foam, which you're going to find you're going to want to use these products. So pretty much I'm just saying, go visit www.TruNuScalp.com. Now, if you're new to my channel, I want you to click the like button and subscribe, because guess what? We're going to be having more tutorials using our TruNu Scalp products, and I'm going to be giving away a lot of free game on just taking your style to the next level. Now, I feel like for the most part, when we have hair systems, we're always trying to get it back to a really nice, you know, nice look. And nothing's ever going to be like when your stylist does it. But some of you guys are what I like to call some kitchen beauticians, and y'all know how to do a little something, okay? Normally what I like to do when it comes to prep after I wash our unit, I like to always make sure that one is detangled really good and I'm putting it back in somewhat of the shape that I had prior. But I want to tell you something about full lace. Because we can't stop the shedding and you don't have weft to help with the pulling and stuff like that, you want to kind of slow the shedding down just a little bit. So what I like to do is always seal my knots before I get into my actual styling and I apply it again for the week. So what we want to do is we're going to use two different products. We want to make sure that we seal our knots, but we also retint our lace. Okay, so we do currently have our lace tint spray. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hold on. Let's see if you guys can kind of see. Oh, not that good of a picture. Well, I'll make sure later I'll put like a cute little picture. But this is our TruNu Scalp Hue Tint Spray. Okay, so you're gonna want this, especially for the edges of the unit. Okay. Will you always have to spray some type of tint spray? Yes and no. Some people over time, as you wash it, the lace tint kind of stains the lace. But for some, because this normally comes like either it comes in transparent lace, a lot of times you may need to return it to another color, especially if you're into mocha tones. You're gonna want to make sure you do that. And this tint spray comes in light brown, medium brown, and dark brown. I would say get the collection of them. That way you can mix and match them, because some people, just like with foundation, your color may change, and just like the summertime, if you're outside, your actual lace color may change. So we always want to make sure that we're hiding the grid, and I would say the grid is that front hairline. If nothing else, you want to do that. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the spray, and this is where we're going to demonstrate just a little bit more. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to demonstrate it on my mannequin. I'm going to flip this inside out. Okay. I'm working in a tight space, guys. So I'm going to take this unit, and just for the sake of you guys seeing, we're going to flip this on the inside out. Okay. Now for me, I don't have to do much because of this skin complexion I have. I don't want to put too much product on here, but sometimes in the front part it can wear out just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reapply some of the Hue lace tint to the front, okay, and any other areas I feel may need it. Most of all, I feel like most of the color you can see is already brown. I just feel like this front hairline could be a little better. So to control the spray, because it is a strong jet stream, I'm going to go ahead and use my brush, spray a little bit of this, and I'm just going to tap it across the front. I would kind of stay away from, until you know how to work with this product, I would stay away from just directly spraying it on the actual lace. And I would say if you are going to spray the lace, come back a little bit, because the more you spray, it's going to be more concentrated, and it's going to make it darker. So again, to control it, we're just going to spray our brush, and you can just get a regular makeup brush, something that's kind of dense, and you'll just go ahead and go in those areas that you feel you need to blend a little better. Okay. Next up, we're going to use our Grip Ease spray. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Our Grip Ease spray. And what we're gonna do is we're going to spray the knots. I like to do this about 3 times. So what this does, it kind of seals the knots a little bit. So it's not going to, with the friction and all that other kind of stuff, it's going to help it slow down because it has like a coating on it. Okay. So we are going to spray this. Try not to go too crazy with it, because another thing, we're not trying to make it stiff either. I'm gonna spray it all over my unit. Let me bring this up just a little bit. Now, you may not be interested in seeing this right, but I bet you're gonna be wanting to see it later. You're gonna want to see, and you're gonna want to know, how do I style and restyle my Miss Vicky Unit? We're gonna go ahead and lightly blow dry it on a medium to cool heat. This is all a part of prep, guys. And you want to make sure you do this every time you go and wash your unit. Not when you're just, just doing light maintenance. I'm talking about once you wash it and you clean it, you condition it, and you've done all those things to reset the style. This is what I want you to do every time, okay? And even you could do this on our toppers as well. I would say this is a good practice to slow down the shedding. Let's spray it again. And it's not going to make it too hard if you don't go crazy with it, okay? We're not drenching it. Again, you're just trying to coat the knots. Medium to cool heat. Don't do hot heat, because you will burn a hole in your unit, okay? Then you're going to have to, but guess what? If you do that, it's fine. You're going to take you some transparent, and you're going to feel that, you're going to go ahead and suture that area. Hopefully you didn't burn it too bad. Or sometimes you may have to do a repair right there. And you can kind of feel it. You're going to feel a film come over this. Let's do, because 3 times is a charm, so we know for sure. And I would definitely do it in the areas you know that you have a lot of tension, especially like in these rub out areas in the back. Especially if you have a unit, like once I send it to you and you went and thinned it out even more, I find like the back can do it, where if you're really, because some people, because of the tension and because they like to keep the band in the back, sometimes what they'll do is do a combination of, they'll wear glueless, but they may use a little bit of weave bond back here. Sometimes that can wear and tear on the lace over time. So you want to just make sure you spray it in the areas you know you have the most high traffic. And I always feel like that front hairline is always going to be high traffic. It's the most fragile, just like real edges. Do you mind plugging that back up? Ooh. Came off all together. All right, so we're all set. That's what we will normally do for prep. Now you have prepped your knots, okay? Now I already did the hard part and making sure your unit is bleached, that you have a light level of plucking going on. So you really shouldn't have to do too much. And I'll tell you with these short ones, you don't want to over pluck your front. It's not like long units. When you're doing your customizations yourself, because when it arrives to you, you're going to have to cut out your ear tabs. And also, some people need to go in and they may need to cut more of their lace in the back. The best thing I can do is just try to get you as close enough to the shape as possible. So that's the thing about you not coming in. These things really do need to be in a professional's hand. So if you're gonna take it and get Miss Vicky, I would say take it either to your hairstylist that maybe is, you know, she understands how to work with this, or I would really encourage take it to someone that maybe I have trained, or it probably in better hands, in your own hands, because you know at these prices we want to make sure we're not practicing. Okay, so we're going to flip that on the inside out. Okay, so it should still be a little damp, and you're going to want to make sure you comb out that hair. Just make sure it didn't nothing stick. Now, one thing I like to do is, if you can, have a canvas head. You're going to want to get some type of tripod. Now, you don't have to get a tall one like me. You can get one that's for your table. It would be easier for you just go buy a tripod. They're less than 30 bucks. You can go to the beauty supply store and buy you a canvas head that's the size of your head. They normally go from anywhere from 21 to 23 inches. Sometimes you'll find a 20 that's really small, but or you could do it on your foam head. I would just say, just for styling purposes, and because foam heads tear up over time, and remember, we're going to be using a little bit of heat on this. You want a canvas head. Now, if you want to protect your head so it doesn't get dirty all the time, go ahead and just, you can actually go ahead and wrap it yourself with some cellophane and tape it up. With me, I just put a shower cap on it. Okay. So normally what you would do to find your parting, because the style is pretty set, you kind of know where it is, but I always like to put it on my head a little bit and start off on my head. Now, if you can do this molding technique on your head, you're a bad mama jamma. It's going to come out even better. But for the vast majority, they're going to need to use some type of head, okay? You also want to have some straight pins, okay? Some straight T-pins or straight pins with the ball points. Now, what you do want to make sure you stay away from is putting these T-pins in areas where if you were to put a hole, it's going to show. So we don't want to put it anywhere near the front. Maybe if you're going to hide it in the sides and in the very, very back of the nape. So you need a minimum of about maybe 4 of these, because you want to put this on as tautly as possible, okay? The reason why is you want to make sure you don't have any ripples or wrinkles in your lace unit, okay? So because I already kind of know where my parting is, and I will say this, if you don't know for sure, because maybe you lost it during the wash, you can go ahead and put it on your head, which, why don't I just use my head as a reference real quick. I'm going to say, you know, it ain't nothing but a thing. So, like, what I would do, if I needed to first, so see what happens if I put this on. If I was just putting this on and I wasn't paying attention, like even on my mannequin, and I just went straight to molding or whatever, I maybe end up putting a part somewhere that's where I don't want it to be. I may be thinking I'm doing it on the side, and my part may actually end up like right in here. So I think putting it on your head just to kind of move the hair where you want it first is always a great practice. And forgive me because it looks like I'm looking in the mirror backwards, but it's because I'm looking at a camera. Okay, so for me, I already know this is my shorter side. That's weird. It's weird looking in this trying to do. Because I want to. Okay. I can't see. There we go. Thank you for bringing me a mirror so I can see. Oh, perfect. Okay, now I can see. So I already know when I go to style my hair where I want to already place everything. I know how to over direct my hair where I need it. And that's important. Even if you don't start the wave service. Now, I would say this, if you can do this on your head and just wave it down, and if you have a mirror that you could look in the back and you can do all of that, once you put it down, you're going to be fine, because you can go in the back and do all of this, because I do it all the time. For some of you guys that can't do that, you know, maybe they can't do that, and that's a little more advanced, I would say just at least start off on your head. Can you bring that up just a little bit? Yeah. Start off with it on your head at first. And this is just so you know your placement is correct, okay? Now notice this has a little bit of texture in it already. That is for you, so it makes it great for your no heat styling. So we're gonna go ahead and put this, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and put this on the mannequin. I'm gonna set it on my mannequin just the way I want to see it on my head. I know how it is, how you get hair out. Okay. I want to set my pins. I'm going to hide them in the area where when I go to do my finger waves and all the other things I'm doing, it's not going to get caught in my comb or anything. Now, I know you're not the stylist. Just try to do your best. And it's okay. And guess what, guys? It takes practice. Okay. It takes practice doing these styles. I feel like, yeah, there we go. Sorry. That's what happens when you wear spider lashes. I feel like it takes practice, okay? Do what you can. The main thing is get it molded, because I promise you, the party is really in the middle and on the sides of the head where you have the most amount of hair. So don't worry about, I don't know how to do finger waves and stuff. You don't have to do finger waves. This hair holds beautiful curl without you doing much. You may even want to make sure you have some type of clips. Right there, can you hand me some clips? Sorry, guys. I'll be more prepared next time. Nope. Right there in that. Yeah, they're little butterfly clips. Yeah, we're doing live tutorials today because, listen, you guys are going to want to get Miss Vicky. They're already purchasing them. I just released them last week, and I have several orders that I'm preparing this week, and I'm really excited. I can't wait for my customers to get them, and I can't wait for them to live in their unit and also be able to use this video as a guide of how they can maintenance it, okay? Especially until they can get into a professional's chair or them feeling comfortable doing them themselves. So this is what it should look like, guys. What time are we at? You good? Okay, so at this point, you want to also make sure you get, okay, good. We're doing great. We're doing great. You want to make sure that you get any kinks out, or if you have gotten the hair cut in the pins, you want to make sure you get that out. Listen, this is a very crucial part of you doing this whole prep. However you set it is going to have a lot to do with how your style turns out. So if you don't want a part, don't set a part, okay? The mold creates the memory. Remember that. Your mold creates the memory. So any way you mold this is the way it's going to memorize it, even after you comb it out. Remember back in the day when they would do roller sets, that's why it holds the memory. You can comb it out and the hair have bounce to it. It has some memory there. So that's the same thing. Almost think of this as a wet set, okay? So what we're going to use next, and I'll try my best to get a little closer. I'm going to get a little higher up here. So we know with this style, she comes as an asymmetric type of cut. So one side is a lot more tapered and the other side is not the same. So as you see right here, it's a lot more heavier. Now, if you like it to be more symmetric, you can always take it into a professional and have them do it, or you can go in and thin it out more. I leave it a little heavier because of the particular style that this is in. Now, when you guys are ordering these units, I can only do so much customization. If not, it turns into something else. So this is the standard cut that comes on all the Miss Vickies. Okay. If you want to make adjustments and you want it shorter in areas or you want it less dense, you have to do that. That's why it's at the great, amazing price that it's at, because it's really you that's stepping in my place and doing the work. What I do is I get you started with an amazing cut. We're going to give you a quality piece, and I'm showing you how to reactivate the style, okay, to make it work for you. This same unit, you can take and cut it shorter if you want it to be more pixie-like. But I would say, please take it to a professional if you don't know what you're doing, because that's not going to be on me if you ruin your piece. So I just want to make sure we are all clear about that. This is why I'm showing you how to reset it, because she's not going to stay like this the whole time. For the people in the back, it's not going to stay like that. Once you wear it and you party in it and you didn't went and sweated it out at the picnic and you didn't went to the concerts and all that kind of stuff, you're going to have to get your hair done again. Just like if you went to anybody else and got your hair done, okay? Once the style is gone, it's gone. It's not synthetic, okay? Synthetic, you can do whatever you want to it, and we already know that's why synthetic is a very low cost, because the style only lasts here and there. This is human hair, okay? 100% human hair. Okay, so you have to treat it as such. That's why heat is a treat. We're going to want to use this product, okay? This is our TruNu Scalp Signature Styling Foam. If you're not using this, I cannot stand behind anything what you telling me about why your style is not lasting. I know my stuff works. So this is what I'm promoting. If you want the Prep and Polish bundle, you can go to www.trunuscalp.com. You're going to want to get this. I love it. It holds your curls. It holds the mold. It doesn't leave a film. It's silky, and it is amazing on regular hair, okay? So even for some of you guys, you can take this same unit and cut out the back. You can take the same Miss Vicky, because you may not want to wear her as a full piece, okay? You may be someone that says, well, I can't really wear a topper because I don't fit 8 by 10. I really want something to go down a little lower, and you may decide you want to take the same unit, because remember, it's all lace. You just cut out what you don't need. You could cut this back part out, and now she becomes a full topper. So you only have just a little bit of that out. So you can do whatever you like. And this hair, this hair foam will blend your own natural hair beautifully. Okay, so let's start with the fancier little side. This is gonna be your your showstopper side. Okay. Now, as you see, I'm using a generous amount. The more you use, the better. And the reason why I clipped up that middle part is because we're only right now concerned about the sides and the back. Now, if you're someone that doesn't really understand how waving works, that's fine too. Let's get you a little closer. I'll bring you in just a little closer. We're going to bring that down just a little bit. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let's bring that in. Let's tilt that. You can start off with just a small backwards. Not even backwards. That's create like a little C. Work water in a small section. See that little C I made? We're going to come over here. Going to use our little finger as a guide, and you'll do a backward C now. Or what some like to call it, a S pattern, where it kind of looks like an S. When I learned waving, I learned to do it as backward C's, backward and forward C's, or an S. And because most of us are visual, it's easier to use that as a visual guide. Now, what I would like to say is that you want to make sure you over direct this hair, because what you don't want to do is bring the hair back here. So that's why it's important. Remember, we put it on and then you kind of know where you want it. Now, does it always have to be just like this, where it's straight down? No. You may be someone that likes it very exaggerated. You literally can get away with just doing this, laying this side down. If you don't know how to do none of that stuff, you can easily do this. Who can't do this? Who can't do this? Because the cut is already there. And you may decide, who can't do this? Look, I turned away when I was doing that. Hold on. And you may decide you may not want your sideburn as long, so you can always cut it, bring it out, and form it to your head. You could do something like that, and it still look good. You could bring it forward or backwards. But just for the purposes of this, I'm going to show you what I would do. And again, it looked like I'm using a lot, but I'm not. It's going to help me move this hair the way I need to move it. Look how nice that and look how it's holding it. This is going to set my style beautifully. I'm going to over direct this over the lace. So I know when I go to comb it out, it's going to look so nice and wispy and natural. And that's what we want. We don't want it to look like our hair is plastered to our face. So I, a lot of times, like to over direct. Now, because I'm feeling fancy and because I like an over exaggerated sideburn, I'm just going to do something simple like this. You mind handing me a towel, please? Thank you. I'm going to bring that out just a little bit. Normally, I don't have this on all the time, but see how it's big? It don't have to be super small. Your waves don't got to be super small. It's still going to look good. I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to continue the pattern slightly. Now, here's the thing with waves and curls. Most of the times when people say they want waves, they're really talking about the front, okay? So it's okay if we're able to bring this back a little bit, and it don't even have to be super crazy back here. I'm just doing enough to make sure maybe I fan out these sides. I do feel like this in these areas, because this is where your neckline is. For some of you guys that have hair already, you'll have to make sure you really mold that hair up. But for like people like me that don't have hair, I still got to make sure it over directs over the natural hair I have. So I'm going to take as much of this as I can, which is why even when I send you the cut, I leave it very wispy. So it's a lot longer. It's a little bit longer so you can cut it to what you need, because this is good for me because it's customized for me, but that's because I went and customized it. So keep in mind, you're going to have to cut yours around your nape as well. You don't need much. And remember, we clipped up these areas in the back because I'm going to show you what to do with this. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. This back is important down here, okay? When you're molding this. We want to make sure we have so much hair or more than enough that if you know for sure this goes and it directs over your natural hair, fine. But if you know you barely just cut it and it's just barely fitting, I would make sure that I leave it kind of straight down here where it kind of forms to the shape of the neck going downward and around the sides, okay? This will give you the most amount of hair. And guess what? It still can look nice and wispy and natural. Okay, we're almost getting to the side right over here. Now with this is a part of the bang area. This is not cut like the other side. Matter of fact, it's a lot fuller, is a little longer, okay? So if you want to take this side and mimic the other one, then you'll have to cut that in or have your stylist do this. But this style is an asymmetric cut. And I'll make sure I actually put that in the description, which will make sure we update that if it's not, it should be updated by the time you guys see this, that it is an asymmetric cut. What that means is that both sides are not symmetrical, and that's done on purpose, okay? But the great thing is if you have someone that knows what they're doing, they should know how to go in there and put you in a nice little cut. And you'll be just fine. So because I know this is part of the side, I'm just doing a slight wave. Just bringing that out. Because the most important thing for me is I want to make sure if this side is going to blend like it did before, I put in the shaping already of the direction of where I want it to go. So that's the main thing about doing these. It's just all about imagining what direction would you want your curl to go. That's how I figure out the direction of what I want to do. That's just me. And like me, I like these little hairs because I know that's going to read really cute once I take it out. Now, what I want to show you guys is this. So you see, we held it down. Ooh. We held it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's molded, right? Right now, what I want you to do, you're going to need Rapid Juniors for this. So let's scoop this back. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm not able to answer any comments right now. I can't see. I can't see them. I have to get a moderator for me. But this is just the first of many videos you guys will be able to see. So I can't really tell if you guys are sending in comments right now or questions. I'll try to answer them in our DMs. Not our DMs, in our you know, where we put in the comment section. You're gonna take some Rapid Juniors. I like to double mine up. And this is what I like to do. I'll take it from the front and swing it around to the back. Just like that. And normally what I'll do is I'll take one of these pins and I just stick it right there. That way I know it's going to hold. Now I don't have that in the way. Now remember, these are our sides in our back. So I'm going to double this up. And my goal is to lay the rest of the sides down. Or you could use one of those mesh wraps that has the Velcro. That will work too. I'm doing it just like I would do it on a regular client. This is my approach to what I would do on a regular client. And if you're liking this, please like the video and please subscribe to my page. Okay. There we go. Long as everything is covered, we're good. And it is. Okay, great. You're at your first step of your molding process, okay? So it should look very similar to this. Remember, we have the back sides out. We've already clipped that up. So your middle should not be in with your sides. If you did not clip up your middle, you did this wrong, okay? So stop and readjust. We only wanted to put in the sides that we want to lay flat. That's going to help this piece really come together and look like it's growing out your scalp. That's the main thing, okay? Now, you may have to do a little bit of when you put it on and it's laying flat. Once you break it up, you may have to mold it just a little bit with maybe like a little hairspray or a little serum or something like that. But it'll form to your head. So what we're going to do is we're going to head and we're going to release this. Also, if this is y'all first time coming to my channel, thank you for visiting. Please like and subscribe. Okay, so I want to bring this down. because let me just tell you about this curl pattern. I love it. I love it. It's already cute. You don't have to do much, okay? The thing I love about this style is so free-flowing. And guess what? Depending on what your imagination is, will determine how this piece actually lays. So do you see how nice and natural that looks already? Are you looking at that? It's already beautiful. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a scrunching method, okay? Now, you may decide you don't want your hair to lay to the side. You may want to do it up. You know, you can do that depending on how you style the middle. And that's what I love about this hair. It holds its texture. Heat is a treat, guys. You're going to use a certain level of heat when we use our clip dryer. But for sure, you don't need anything at this point but your fingers. And how you set it is how it's gonna look. So that's why I like to really build up a lot of volume. If you're someone that really wants it to go over and have a nice hump, like I had a superwoman swoop. I'm gonna do my quick little superwoman swoop. Make sure you guys can see. There we go. Look at how nice this looks. So I'm gonna make sure this hair is nice and up. What I'm doing is I'm just creating the form. It's already cute. So when I take this out of its natural state, which we already know on this side, I already kind of waved the hair on the side somewhat. So why don't I just go ahead and continue with that pattern. Just for the side, the longer parts. I'm going to bring this hair over just a little bit. Look how you form the curls. Look how I don't have to. Look at how I was forming the curls already. Just put them into place. Look at that. You could do this. Look how I'm doing that. Look how simple that is. You can definitely do this. If you don't want parts in the back, don't put parts in the back. But imagine when we take these out, girl, these gonna look like curls. Curls for the girls. So I'm just, in my mind, I'm doing my flat iron right here. And I'm just setting it in place. Look at how beautiful that is. Giving y'all free game. And for some of y'all stylists that's looking to take y'all skills to the next level, come and join me in my masterclass. We have live look and learns going on. Coming to a city near you, or you can come and pop up on me in Atlanta. We're about to be releasing our classes. And guys, you want to train with me this year because this is the last year I'm training people that does not exclusively carry our TruNu Scalp products. Look at that. Nice and simple. Let me bring it back just a little bit so you can see it a little better. I think I need a little bit more mousse. I'm going to use a little bit more of our foam. Y'all know how I be in the salon. You be dropping stuff. Remember, I wanted to do that superwoman swoop, so I'm going to keep in mind of my underneath hair. Scoot that up. Yeah, I scooted that up just a little bit because I want to over direct that hair. My swoop. I want it to kind of come over. Come on, you could do this. Even if you didn't do all of this, you could have just scrunched it and it still would be impressive. You know why? Because it's all in the cut. And it's how you wear it. If you wear this like a wig, it's going to look like one. But if you take time to do the things I'm telling you to do right now, it's going to look great every time. And it's going to look different every time, because every time you're going to reset your curl a little different. There we go. That's why y'all see me use so much product, because it helps hold it in place. See what I'm saying? And then what happens is, once you do all this molding, when it molds like this, when you come from under the dryer, all you have to do is pick it apart and it looks amazing. Now, I don't like things so one-sided. So what I like to do is add a little bit of character on the side. And you may be a lot like me and you like to do that. Let's do this. Ooh. Can we turn this way just a little bit? Okay. Okay, so you see how this side is right here? And it's cool or whatever, but I feel like we want a little razzle-dazzle on the side. So I'm going to do somewhat of a little buckle on this side. I'm going to bring that up just a little bit. So when I go to pluck this hair up, it has a little bit of body on the side. So I'm going to do a little reverse curl right here with my finger. So it just adds a little bit more shape back here. I want it to have a little more body back here. You play with this. It don't gotta be perfect. I just want it to come out just a little bit more, so I don't have to work to raise that side up. You see what I'm saying? How it brings it out just a little bit more. And so it's all about creating your shape. This is such an important part. And I don't think people teach enough of molding. But honestly, it starts with an amazing cut. You could do all this molding, but if you don't have a good cut on it, it's not going to perform well. So you still need a good cut. That's why you cannot eliminate your amazing stylist. Please know that the only reason why you're able to get so far even in this is because we got you great. We got you started with a great head start, especially if you get one of these units, okay? Look at this. That's going to be beautiful. Okay? So this is how it should look. I know it's going to take a moment for you to get it, but listen, you could do it, okay? So what we're going to do is, it's going to be a part 2 of this video. If you didn't want to stay too long, what you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put her under the dryer. She'll probably be under the dryer anywhere between 30 to 35 minutes. You want to put it under a hooded dryer, okay? Just like you would do it on any other situation. You would do it like that. Make sure it's dry from the inside out. You do not want to put this on when it's halfway dry, because your style will not set properly, okay? So we will be back. I hope you stay tuned. Thank you for this tutorial so far. Those that have stayed with me, if I haven't been able to interact with you guys, I'm so sorry. But please drop your comments below and I will answer them, okay? But yeah, this is how we started off. We started off like this, and I'm so glad that you love it. I'm so glad you're in here, LaRon. Okay. Okay, I see some of you guys in here. Hey, hey, hey. I'm doing a great job. Thank you, Rhonda. This will catch up and it'll look. Okay, thank you. Make sure y'all tell them I did it first. Or at least I was willing to share. Okay, so we will be back. Please stay tuned. Give me about a half an hour. I'll come back with the rest, okay?